Hello everybody. Now let's see the ADAS homologation for AEB. Now AEB means automatic emergency braking. Now everybody knows what is AEB, what it uses, etc. So I won't go much into the working of automatic emergency braking. Everybody knows it uses radar, lidar, camera, automatically applies brakes, etc., etc. Now what are the various types of AEB systems? Low speed AEB or CTE AEB, its function is prevents collision below 50 km per hour. Speed range is 5 to 50 km per hour. Next comes the high speed AEB, works at highway speeds. Next is it works in the speed range of 50 to 120 km per hour. And coming to pedestrian AEB, it detects pedestrian and cyclists. Again, it works at 5 to 60 km per hour. So these are the speed ranges and these are the functions. Now, when it comes to AEB regulations in India, the current regulatory status, no mandatory AEB requirement yet, unlike Europe, US, China. And coming to draft standard AIS 153 for AEB, this is under development by ARA, Automotive Research Association of India. Now coming to Bharat NCAP, it awards higher safety ratings to cars with AEB encouraging adoption. Okay, so these are the current regulatory status and expected timeline is by 2025 AIS 153 is likely to be finalized, and by 2027-2028 possibly mandated for new model cars. So as of now it is not mandated, but there is a good chance by 2027 and or 2028 this for new car models automatic emergency braking is mandated. Now let's see step by step what is the AEB homologation process in India. First of all, it must comply with the draft AIS 153, and what is this draft comprise of? Manufacturers must ensure AEB meets minimum performance criteria. First is collision avoidance at 30 to 80 km per hour, and it must detect the pedestrian both at day and night, and it must avoid unnecessary braking, or it must prevent false alarm. Okay, so this false alarm robustness is very important. Now coming to step 2, testing at ARAI or ICAT. So track testing, which includes simulated collisions, this is more like in the proving ground. Simulated collisions with static moving targets, tests at different speeds like 30 km per hour, 50 km per hour, 80 km per hour, and real world scenario testing. When it comes to real world scenario testing, Indian traffic conditions like sudden auto rickshaw cuts or jaywalking, all these are the real world scenario which prevail in India. And next comes the weather challenges, monsoon rain, fog and dust. Now coming to the sensor validation, camera radar performance in low light and resistance to Indian road dust vibrations. Okay, so this is the step number 1 and step number 2 as far as this AEB homologation process is concerned. And when it comes to step number 3, the CMVR certification, it must submit test reports to MORTH and type approval granted if compliant. Okay, it is only when this MORTH it finds that the type approval is up to the mark, it grants the type approval. Now coming to Bharat NCAP rating, cars undergo additional AEB tests for star ratings, and 5-star ratings likely to have better AEB performance. So if a vehicle is having 5-star rating, it naturally has higher or better AEB performance. Now coming to the key challenges in AEB homologation for India. Unlike Europe and US, India has unpredictable pedestrians and animals. Okay, road crossing is not as organized in Europe or US. So this is a challenge that must be met head on. And next is poor lane discipline. It affects the sensor accuracy, and two-wheelers cutting abruptly, harder for AEB to detect. So these are the key challenges. And this AEB must work in the various environment factors, which includes heavy monsoon rains, dust and pollution, extreme heat. Okay, now coming to the cost versus affordability, AEB adds 50,000 to 1 lakh to vehicle cost, and mass market cars less than 10 lakh avoided due to pricing sensitivity. Okay, now lack of standardized testing, No fixed test protocols unlike Euro NCAP, and OEMs use self-certification using until AIS 153. Alright, so till this AIS 153 is mandated, OEMs use self-certification. Now when compared to the global standards, well, we will see the various parameters, whether it is in India or Europe or US and China. Well, as of now it is not mandatory in India, in Europe it is mandatory, in US it is not mandatory, and it is China it is mandatory. In India, test speed is 30 to 80 km per hour. In Europe, it is 10 to 80 km per hour, and in US, it is 20 to 80 km per hour, and China 30 to 60 km per hour. And pedestrian test day and night, day and night, day only. In US, it is only day only. In Europe, it is both day and night, and China also it is both day and night. Now, when it comes to certification body, the certification body is ARI or ICAT, and when it comes to Europe it is TUV or Euro NCAP, and when it comes to US it is NHTSA or IIHS, and when it comes to China the certification body is CATRAC. Okay. Now what is the future of AEB in India? The mandatory future or AEB by 2026-27 is MORTH pushing for adoption to reduce accidents, and Bharat NCAP will drive demand. Consumers prefer 5-star cars. Okay, so because consumers are preferring 5-star cars, there is a huge push to include AEB in all the cars. Now, how does the AEB solutions, how are the AEB solutions developed in India? There are some localized tier 1 companies like Tata, Mahindra, Bosch. They are developing cost effective radar systems, and AI based AEB it is better for traffic chaos. Now also when it comes to two-wheeler and cow detection, the future AEB systems may detect motorcycles, which is high risk in India, and also the stray animals, which is also a high risk in India. Cows, dogs on the roads, these are very much prevalent, or they can even affect the AEB. Now when it comes to a case study, the first SUV in India to use AEB is Mahindra XUV 700. Okay, and it is not mandated in all the variants, it is only optional in top variants, and it uses a Bosch radar plus camera fusion system, and it is tested at ARAI under the draft AIS 153. As I said, OEMs are self-certifying as of now. This is not mandated by ARAI, and it got Bharat NCAP 5-star rating partly due to AEB performance. Because of AEB performance, this vehicle got NCAP 5-star rating. Now, what are the challenges which are faced by the Mahindra? The biggest challenge is higher cost, which is that is the reason this particular AEB was limited only to premium variants, and also false alarms in heavy traffic. Okay, so still the challenge is software tweaks is used. This is the reason many people or many drivers are totally deactivating the AEB because they find AEB very annoying. The vehicle is automatically stopping even if the driver thinks it is not necessary to stop. Okay, so that is adding to the annoyance of the driver, and that is why many drivers are totally deactivating the AEB as of now. So this is one challenge that needs to be addressed as soon as possible. So when it comes to the conclusion, AEB is not yet mandatory in India, but AIS 153 and Bharat NCAP are accelerating the adoption. Now it testing the focus on Indian conditions, chaotic traffic, challenges. We include of course the cost. As I said, cost is a decisive factor in Indian market. It also checks the sensor reliability and lack of regulations. Now what is the future? As I said, mandatory AEB likely by 2026 to 2027 with localized solution. Now this is very important. Some automobiles, as I said, for lane keeping assist, they tried plug-in solutions which did not work properly for Indian markets. So a solution must be developed from scratch for Indian market. Okay, so the key takeaway is AEB homologation is still evolving. ARIA and ICAT tests differ from global norms, and Bharat NCAP is pushing OEMs to adopt AEB faster, and cost and sensor reliability remain the biggest hurdles for mass market cars. Of course, I am very positive. I personally am very positive because as AEB is used more and more, naturally the cost will come down. So as any product, like any product, the more it is productionized, more it is bulk productionized, cost will naturally come down. Thank you.